Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Great to have you with me here today on the Cabral HouseCalls. We are answering our community's questions that have come in from the past couple of months. Hopefully, we have some great ones today. I have no doubt that we will. Each and every weekend, we have new questions come in from people literally all over the world who share the same common goal, and that is to improve their life or to improve the lives of their loved ones. Okay, so the first question coming in today is from Brennan, and it's a longer one, so I'm going to, give you just the highlights from it, and you can tune in at stephencabral.com/1178 to read the full question. So it says, Dr. Cabral and team, I'm a new follower of Dr. Cabral and stumbled upon his podcast to listen about juicing celery. I love how real and level-headed Dr. Cabral is and that he looks at both sides of the story. With that being said, I have a question. So they just give a little bit of background saying they're 5'1", 105 pounds. They do CrossFit and yoga 5 to 6 days a week, trying to make improvements from the podcast that they listen to daily. They have 2 bachelor degrees. And about 9 months ago, they started feeling some tingling and numbness in their extremities, arms and legs and the right side of the face. Went to multiple doctors, prescribed steroids, had MRIs, did a full blood panel, and have been cleared of anything significant. Fast forward to December when they started feeling lightheaded and started moving around the body, up into the eyes, went integrative nurse, a few more doctors. They tested cortisol, thyroid, vitamin D, and adrenals. Came back saying everything was normal and the symptoms may just be anxiety. And in the end, they said, I have better than great eyesight. I have the lightheaded feeling for 2 months now, feeling anxious, worried about things. Does this sound like it could be anxiety or does it sound like something else? I've had a million thoughts, maybe hormonal. I would love suggestions you have for me. Thank you, Brennan. Okay, so thank you for writing in. We are happy to answer this question. And so here's the thing. If you don't go to an integrative health practitioner or someone that understands how to read labs, not just from the highs or lows, but from a functional medicine perspective of what's off in the body, but not as a disease-based state, you'll never know if the labs were actually correct or not. Meaning like the labs are right, but it's the interpretation of them. Because, so for example, let me give you an example. In conventional medicine, your thyroid is normal between a 0.5 and a 5. That means TSH, thyroid stimulated hormone, normal between 0.5 and 5. That doesn't mean optimal. Anything above a 2, 2.5 is suboptimal for the thyroid. But you won't get diagnosed with low thyroid until you get over a 5. Even if it's a 4.9, your doctor will tell you it's normal. That's not normal, okay? For cortisol levels, you may have lower levels in the morning and higher levels in the evening. This shows cortisol, hypocortisolism. Typically, if it's low cortisol for the day, you'll only know that if you do a 4 saliva tube for the day. And so again, it just goes back to this. It goes back to who's reading your labs. That's the most important thing. Run the labs, but who's reading them? So, my suggestion is you find a truly integrative health practitioner that knows how to read functional medicine labs. That's the truth. Okay. What else could it be? Well, anxiety has nothing to do with your symptoms. Meaning, yes, it could lead to those, but you might also have anxiety because of them. So anxiety does not mean lightheadedness. Anxiety has to do something to the body, such as cause it stress, such as become maladapted for something like POTS, post-orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, low levels of aldosterone. Your body's no longer producing the same amount or asking the body to retain as much sodium. Could get lightheaded from lower levels of sodium. By the way, you'll never see this on a blood work panel. And the reason is that if your sodium's too low, then that's really off. You have a disease. But what if you have low blood pressure? Have you checked your blood pressure? Is it below 110 over 75 or 70? Okay, that can make a difference. Have you tested your lying to standing blood pressure, a orthostatic test? These are important things that I've talked about, how to create your own doctor's office. So, this is obviously a serious thing. You can't be walking around lightheaded. That's not okay. There could be so many things wrong in terms of electrolyte balance. My recommendation is that you speak to someone who knows how to interpret the labs correctly and find you the help that you need, because it's not normal. And I don't think I would relate this to estrogen or progesterone if you're saying it's hormonal. I'd relate it to more of a HPA axis dysfunction, something to do with the stress, which goes along with anxiety, that can affect the mineral corticoids, the minerals in your body, electrolytes, as well as your cortisol and adrenaline-based levels. Okay, Sarah's up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. I've been experiencing what I think may be a reaction to food. I turn red and feel swollen in the face about a half hour after I eat some foods, as well as digestive discomfort, some smelly gas, which can be linked to a food intolerance, and bloating. Okay, this is a longer question as well, so I'll just read the crux of it. My body doesn't respond very well to many foods. I have multiple allergies to milk. I was thinking gluten or wheat, but might be wondering if it's celiac. I don't know what I've experienced as IgG, which is the lab kit, or IgE. If I ordered the lab, would it show an IgE reaction? Okay, so check out my podcast on food sensitivity. I gave the difference between IgE, IgM, and IgG. You can simply go to stevencabral.com/podcast and just type in IgG. You'll find that show. So, or you can type in IgE. Either one would work. IgE, it's easy to think of it as immediate, okay? And then IgG, there's no easier way to think of that, is more like delayed. So you're definitely experiencing an immediate-based reaction. Doesn't mean you don't have IgG sensitivities, for sure. Those are the ones that are harder to pick up on, and it's what's helping to fill up that rain barrel, not in a positive way. So it's a great lab to run. Now, you're having some type of cytokine, histamine-based reaction, some type of swelling, inflammatory-based reaction to the foods that you're eating. So it can also not be the food itself, but pesticides, or it could be the lectins in the foods, or if they're higher histamine foods. And I've done shows on those. So you can type in lectin at stevencabral.com/podcast, or histamine, or you can type in oxalates, and all of those will let you know. Salicylates is another one, and that will let you know if you're poorly responding to a particular food category. Here's the bottom line, though. Run an organic acids test, run a stool test. Let's figure out what's going on with your immune system in your gut. Run those, figure out if you have SIBO, if you have candida overgrowth, if you have H. pylori or parasites. We'll give you the protocol that's right for you to heal your body. We'll seal back up that gut wall. Slowly but surely over time, you'll be able to reintroduce foods. All right, Emma's up next. Hi, Stephen. Thank you for all your podcasts, for helping so many people. Your story is inspirational, and natural health is something I care immensely about and hope to be involved one day myself on a professional level. All right, thank you, Emma, for writing in. Again, Emma has a longer question, so we will just give you the highlights from this. And for anybody who's interested in getting into health coaching, can't recommend enough, integrativehealthpractitioner.org. All right, so it says, my partner who has been suffering from stomach cramps, bloating, gas, loose bowel movements for years now. They've eliminated bread from their diet, but not because of the wheat, as he can have pasta with no cramps, but we believe it has to do with yeast. The cramps also have happened sporadically. They've sometimes eat junk food. They have a stressful office job. We have 2 small children. Life can be sometimes stressful. We're trying to be more health conscious. He also drinks protein shakes daily using whey protein powder. I know your thoughts on that. Looking to optimize his health. We live in the UK. All right, this is easy to figure out. Honestly, these are the cases that I love, because here's what we need to do. If this is it is for a male. I mean, guys, I know that I'm just generalizing. I'm a guy. You know, a lot of guys are not open to natural health. They're really not. I mean, they're just not as open to many women that I meet in my practice. Now, maybe it's just me. That could just be my real world vantage point. But we have a lot of women who come into our practice and they start to feel better, look better, have more energy, and their husbands kind of slowly but surely kind of move into the process a little bit, right? So here's the thing, though. Guys are data-based. If you show them, and again, massive generalizations, I understand that. But if you show your husband a lab and he's high as a sensitivity to whey protein, hopefully he stops eating the whey protein or using the whey protein. If he's not high on it, then okay, not a problem. But I'd be willing to bet that's one of the things. Okay, next is this. Run that food sensitivity test I was just telling you about for the whey protein. Next, run the organic acids test. Next, run the stool test. That's it. If he doesn't want to run the lab tests, which, by the way, are amazing in terms of data, then that's okay. But we ship them to the UK, so you'll easily be able to do them. The next part is this. If they didn't want to do the lab tests, just have them do the candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol. That will work on the candida overgrowth, SIBO overgrowth, and again, there's not a harm, even if they didn't have it, and then we seal up the gut wall. But it comes with an elimination diet. There's a lot to it. It's not just the nutritional supplements, but the whole diet that goes along with it. So that's what I would recommend, Emma, from both sides of it, okay? But the data is always best, in my opinion. Dre is up next. Thank you so much for all you do. I've learned so much from you on my journey to health. I'm hoping you could dedicate a few minutes to providing daily, monthly, or yearly habits to support the liver. I've heard things like sleeping on your left side and eating or drinking milk thistle tea are good for your liver, but I really want to do all I can for my liver because it's working overtime in this modern life. Dre, thank you for writing in. We appreciate it. Our community does a liver detox, which is called a functional medicine detox, every 12 weeks. I invite you to join us. The next one will be right before the 4th of July. And we just finished our spring one, the last week of March, first week of April. Every 12 weeks, we do a big 7-day, you can do 14 or 21-day liver detox, but we call it a functional medicine detox that supports both phase 1 and phase 2 liver detox. Milk thistle is great. It's not going to support both phases, and it doesn't give you all those precursors as well that we need for glutathione and for all they're called cytochrome P450 pathways, and then liver conjugation pathways with sulforafation in phase 2. You don't need to know how it works, but you can absolutely get the benefits by simply just following the plan. You can go to drcabraldetox.com and you can see that. You can read the rain barrel effect, get all the information, and hopefully we talk about it. You'll go back to previous podcasts and you can find out all the podcasts on how to do a functional medicine detox. But sure, like absolutely, I'm a big believer. I'm the same as you. We need to support it daily. The daily nutritional support shake or one of the daily foundational protocols is what I recommend. You can find those at equilibriumnutrition.com. Sleeping on your left side is great for lymphatic-based movement and drainage. And eat lots of low glycemic fruit and berries and vegetables, and you're going to be doing well. All right, Jim's up next. Dr. Cabral, I'm 45 years and have been dealing with Crohn's disease for the past 4 years. I currently treat it through diet and exercise only, but I feel I'm starting to lose this battle. If this is something you have experience with, I could be interested in meeting with you for consultation. Thank you in advance for your help, Jim. Jim, we'd be happy to help. So a couple things you could do is you could absolutely work with us in the private practice. Just email support@stevencabral.com, and we'd be happy to have you fill out an application. The second part is this. You could just run either the Big 5 labs or the organic acids test, stool test, and food sensitivity test. And that looks at all gut function, all 3 different ways. And that will tell you pretty much why the Crohn's disease is there. Now, remember, most people I know with Crohn's, oftentimes there's issues surrounding stress and some lifestyle as well. So, of course, the hair tissue mineral analysis or adrenal hormone would be great too. Those all come as part of the Big 5. The stool would not. And so if you want to do that, I'll give you order of importance. This is what I would do. Organic acids test, stool test, food sensitivity test, hair tissue mineral analysis, then thyroid adrenal hormone, and then the omega-3. That's the order I would do, and then you can choose from there. So either way, we can work with you. One is in the private practice. That's with 3 different consultations included. And the other way is just getting the labs right at equilibriumnutrition.com. It comes with my review of them, and then you get a call with one of my health coaches that takes you through that plan. All right, Daniela is up next. Hi, Dr. Ball. I was hoping you could help me. About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with PCOS. And so when I got to college, I decided to change my eating habits and become a regular at the gym. This meant doing cardio and introduced some weight training, did a little bit of low carb, lost 30 pounds. I'm now 21 and I have low progesterone and low estrogen, which has culminated in me losing my period. I'm underweight. I have low body fat, around 13%, but I've been trying to up my carbohydrates and have still struggled. I follow a Perio-ish diet, and I'm someone that needs to do the de-stress protocol. Listen to your podcast, and you are clearly a wealth of knowledge and given so many tips, but I don't have access to a smoothie machine on campus, and I have to work out fast in the morning right after my first class and then my first meal. All right, well, I can help you with this, and you don't need a blender. Remember, always do what you can do, and never let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. So here's the thing. I talked about this just last week. You can do what I do when I'm traveling. So I travel quite a bit, speak from January through February, go on vacation in March with my family, come back, speak again, take the speaking season off in June, July, August to be with my family, head to Maine, and then September, October, November, it starts back up. December is family time again. So I travel a lot. And I'm not gone every single week, but I'm traveling a good amount, probably twice a month. And That means a lot of planes, trains, automobiles, and hotels. So I don't bring my blender with me, but I bring my shaker bottle. And again, I just use the all-in-one 3-part shaker bottle that has little vitamins in it. And I shake up the powder with water. And I talked about this maybe even just yesterday. What I do is whenever I land in a new city, I go on my little map app and I find Whole Foods or Sprouts or Erewhon or some local clean health food place. I buy fruit there, and that's what I have when I wake up. Then I shake up my shake with water, and I drink it, and I just had breakfast. Is it the best breakfast in the world? No, I'd rather have now again, I'm using my daily fruit and vegetable blend. I have other stuff as well. But, I'm not always able to get oatmeal, which I typically do with my breakfast. And if you're underweight, you're only 13%, we need to up that, right? We need to decrease cortisol, up that. We can absolutely help you. We just taught this actually to all integrative health practitioners in our adrenal hormone module at the Integrative Health Practitioner certification and course. And again, this is totally normal, Danielle. It's common. It's not normal for the body, but it's very common. And of course, we would love to help you. So here's the thing though. I've even made oatmeal you can just boil water, right? So they usually give you a coffee pot in a hotel room and they use like K-cups or one of the little things you put the thing in. I just pour water in and then I put a bowl below of oats and the hot water goes into the oats and then I wait for it to soak it all up and then I eat the oats. Like there's always a way to do this. So there's always a way. This is the way. If you're underweight, you don't want to do fasted cardio. That you don't want to do the long prolonged fasts. Don't fall into the all-for-one diet plans, okay? Check out this coming Tuesday's podcast, and it will talk about fasting. But remember, you can't be in a catabolic state. Your body's breaking down too much right now. You're too young to be doing this, right? So we need to increase progesterone and estrogen, but we're going to do that by lowering stress levels, lowering the intense exercise, adding more carbohydrates to your diet. You can be paleo. We were doing paleo before it was called paleo. It's a whole food diet, right? And we're just not doing dairy. I'm just not doing dairy, but I eat a little bit of grains. Like I eat oats because people could have eaten oats way back in the day raw too. And they talked about it. Dr. Herbert Shelton and many others. You would literally do what they're doing now. Like it's making a big comeback. You would do overnight oats, right? Not even needed to be cooked. You would just soak them. So again, there's always a way. And Daniela, we look forward to hearing your success stories soon. All right. So Cheney is up next. Sauchanee. I've been suffering from stomach problems and fatigue problems for many years. I've had my gallbladder out a couple years ago, which made matters worse. I have hypothyroidism, EBV, which stands for Epstein-Barr virus. In the past, I've had severe pain flare-ups in my knees and in my shoulders and collarbone. I was wondering if you deal with problems like these. So everyone never needs to ask if we deal with problems like that. Of course, you're always welcome to. We deal with everything. You can name anything that you want. Over 250,000 client appointments and climbing. So it's not to say like, oh, well, we're the best. No, it's not that at all. But after you've been in practice for a long time, I don't have a specialized practice. I'm not saying, oh, just you should come to me. Now, we get a ton of referrals for female hormone issues like estrogen balance and issues that Danielle is going through. And we get a lot of digestion referrals. We help people when they've never gotten help before. So, Sauchanee, in your case, there's going to be repercussions now for having the gallbladder out. Now, I know maybe you should have, maybe you shouldn't have. I don't know because I wasn't there. I don't know if the gallbladder was going to rupture. I don't know what was happening. But I can tell you, bile reuptake and production might be a little bit more difficult. So we're going to at least start with daily digestive enzymes, but we need to figure out what else is going on. So you have hypothyroidism. I would at least do the starter kit, which is the hair tissue mineral analysis and the thyroid adrenal hormone test. It's the hair tissue mineral analysis and the organic acids test. I would at least start there. It would be great to run the thyroid adrenal hormone test as well. It'd be great to run the whole big 5 because there's so many things going on. The more data you have, the more the practitioner can help you. And the reason is this. There's less questions to ask. So, for example, you have a lot of inflammation. Is it high levels of omega-6? I don't know, but I would know if we ran an omega-3 test, right? Is it super high levels of stress in the body? I don't know, but I would know if I ran a thyroid adrenal hormone and a hair tissue mineral analysis. What about heavy metals? Well, I'd know if I ran a hair tissue mineral analysis. How about gut dysfunction? Well, I'd know if I ran the food sensitivity test and the organic acids test. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like you run the labs And then there's no more guesswork. It's why our fun little tagline is don't guess, test. So none of my doctors had any idea what was going on with me. All they ran was blood work. All of a sudden, one day, I got introduced to an alternative health practitioner. 2 years after the fact, suffered for 2 years. They ran some tests that we do today, right? Same exact ones. Same exact one. It's uncanny, right? They still work, right? They still work. And they figured out what was wrong, right? So that's what you have to do. No more guessing. No more guessing. That's what I'm all about. All right, let's do one more question. Kelly writes in, hello, I read in the FAQs that the detox isn't recommended while pregnant. I'm concerned I have some toxicity and I have a rash that's been persistent for some time. Is there any supplements you can recommend that are safe while pregnant to gently detox? Yes, Kelly, we do recommend the Daily Nutritional Support Shake. You could also use the Daily Fruit and Vegetable Blend. We recommend the Omega-3 while pregnant. And you just want to add 400 to 500 micrograms extra of an activated folate, like a methylfolate. You can do the Clean Gut Probiotic or the Daily Probiotic Support if you'd like as well. And then you can also run a food sensitivity test now to figure out what foods may also be causing some rash. So that's what we do. We don't do a lot of herbal products, basically none, while pregnant, and we don't do any major detoxing or heavy metal detoxes or the Candida and bacterial overgrowth protocol or the parasite protocol while pregnant. We give that as a body time for the body to rebuild another life as well and to give your body a little bit of rest. So, but you can do many things, and I just named them. So hopefully that was helpful. I do appreciate everyone who writes in with these questions. I love reading them and love being able to do whatever I can, even if it's a small point in the right direction. It's been a pleasure of mine to be able to do this now for many thousands and thousands of questions on the weekend Cabral HouseCall. So as always, if this information has been helpful, please do feel free to pass along to anyone else you believe it could serve. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and be sure to tune in tomorrow for a Motivation and Mindset Monday. Are you ready to heal yourself and then go on to heal others? If so, the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute can help you discover proven functional medicine protocols that blend the best of 7 different healing disciplines from around the world. I personally share with you the exact handouts and protocols I use in my private practice that enable people to get well, lose the weight, and live longer, stronger. I want to pass this information on to the next generation of health coaches, and that is exactly why I created IHP. We are the future of the health coaching industry, and the skills and knowledge you will learn will make you an in-demand certified health coach anywhere in the world. Although we have many medical professionals taking the IHP certifications, no experience is necessary, and half our members have no previous health certifications. At the Integrative Health Practitioner Institute, our motto is a health coach in every home. Our goal is that you take this knowledge and then share it with family, friends, loved ones, your community, or in a practice where you create a career you love and can be proud of. The global IHP community is filled with some of the most kind and caring people in the world, and we can't wait to welcome you into our world soon. For more information or to set up a discovery call with one of our IHP Health Coach graduates, simply head over to integrativehealthpractitioner.org.